Hi everyone, it's Adele here and welcome to my Essential Oils for Emotional Wellness class. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about how we can support ourselves using essential oils from an emotional perspective, because we're all busy, whether you're a mum, student, just got a lot on, working and whatever it is. Emotions play a big part in our lives. So being able to support ourselves emotionally is so important. So let's get started. So if I can get this to work. All right, so emotional wellness. So we all work in such a hurried world these days. We're multitasking, we've got kids, we've got families we're raising, we're working, we're potentially studying, running our own businesses, working for somebody else, whatever it is. We are always on the go. So it's necessary for us to create that beautiful space for calm and relaxation. So when you're constantly on the go, your health can really take a toll, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So we need to find ways to support ourselves holistically, so that mind, body, and spirit, to create that balance and help you, but also help others around you, whether it be your family, your colleagues, or just people that you're randomly coming across in the street. So whilst there are many ways to find harmony, you can use meditation, which is one of my favourites, yoga, exercise is a great outlet, obviously eating healthfully, but essential oils and mudras, which you may or may not have heard of, which are hand positions. So I thought I'd introduce a little bit about mudras. So which are hand positions. So you can hold your fingers in different ways, and each of these ways of holding your hands in these positions provide or stimulate certain things. And I'll pop a link to a really good website which explains a lot about mudras afterwards, if that's something that really does interest you. So essential oils and mudras have been used for hundreds of years, particularly in Ayurvedic health regimes, to help balance our emotions. And also aromatherapy, so the use of essential oils and those aromatics has had a profound influence on the mind, affecting your behaviour and actions, also enriching your relations with others and improving your relationship with yourself. So aromatherapy, excuse me, and basically is the use of essential oils. So it's a great way, essential oils, for those that haven't been to one of my classes before and may not be aware, but essential oils are comprised of naturally occurring chemicals that work in synergy with one another. And because those essential oils evaporate quickly, their molecules are quite easily inhaled. So aromatherapy in particular is through the smelling or inhaling of essential oils. So this inhalation of oils enables that naturally occurring synergistic chemical to provide a trigger in your brain. And these triggers affect our emotions and a variety of other things. So inhalation of these beautiful, wondrous molecules provide also physical benefit to our wellness. So that also helps to support our emotional state as well. And I've done a video previously talking about how our emotions are tied to our physical health. So I highly recommend, if you didn't see that one, go and have a watch of it. So essential oils, they have the ability to change your outlook on life. They can balance your mind, lift emotions, clarify or give you clarity of thought, reduce your anxiety, and also reduce stress as well. So you could imagine closing your eyes and slowly and slowing down your breathing. So when you inhale these beautiful aromas, whether it's a citrus or a woodsy or a floral aroma from, you know, bergamot, sandalwood or rose, you can really kind of get that feeling of relaxation. So let's talk a little bit about the science behind your smell. So I've talked a little bit about this in previous education videos, but you probably wonder, why does that fishy scent of a beach make one person want to wrench while evoking feelings of expansiveness and joy in another? These variations in response to scent are tied to the special brain pathways in your olfactory system. So your olfactory system, olfactory information, is stored or encoded with all sorts of memories and association in your brain. So the neurological substrates of the olfaction are especially geared for associative learning in your hippocampus, which is the middle part, right in the middle of your brain, and emotional processing, which is in your amygdala gland. Again, that's right in the middle of your brain with your hippocampus. And I've got a beautiful little quote here, which I really thought, gave you a bit of an idea of what I'm trying to say here. So it says our olfactory receptors are directly connected to our limbic system, and our limbic system is the part of our brain where our emotions and memories are stored, which is thought to be the seat of emotion. Small sensations are relayed to the cortex, where your cognitive recognition occurs only after the deepest parts of our brain have been stimulated. Thus, by the time we correctly name a particular scent as, for example, vanilla, which is one of my favourite aromas, the scent has already activated that limbic system, triggering those deep-seated emotional responses. So there's been a number of studies that have shown that odour learning begins before birth. So a fetus, for example, detects flavour or odour compounds in its amniotic fluid and from the mother's diet. In studies where a mother's consumption of distinctive smelling substances such as garlic, alcohol, cigarette smoke were monitored during pregnancy, and their infants were found to prefer these scents more than infants who had not been exposed to them. Also, after birth, for the mothers that are around, newborns locate their mother's nipples by smell. So breastfeeding also influences scent preferences. So babies will associate breastfeeding smells with natural maternal bonding and the comfort of the mother's arms. And according to a recent study, babies can even smell their mother's fear and learn the dangers of the world just days after birth. While the mother experiences stress, their body releases a scent that the baby can detect and also respond to. So scent preferences change along the developmental stages. So studies have shown that 3-year-olds have essentially the same likes and dislikes as adults. Children do not develop sensitivity to certain odours until they probably reach around puberty. And researchers have also found that olfactory receptors differ by as much as 30% between any two individuals. And on tests of smelling ability, women consistently score higher also than men. Not surprising. And this gender difference holds true even for newborns as well. I thought that was really fascinating. So in summary, your responses to scents are largely learned as a function of emotional context in which they were first experienced. And the association influences your mood and behaviour later in life. So naturally, there are also genetic differences as well. So one of the much debated aromas is the smell of coriander. Do you like it? And you think it smells wonderful, or do you hate it? Just a question to ponder there. So let's talk a little bit about the mudras now. So aromatherapy, when combined with mudras, This practice can send these messenger molecules through your energy pathways from your fingertips throughout your body, and then trigger activity in the emotional part of your brain, in your limbic area, and relieving those emotional balances. So mudras can also be combined with meditating or done any time to reduce stress. So changing a negative thought or emotion into a positive one. And that's because the 5 fingers of your hands are believed to be connected to the 5 vital elements in the body: fire, air, space or ether, as it's sometimes known, earth and water. And mudras then seal that flow of energy within and throughout the body. Ideally, mudras should be held in positions throughout the duration of any meditation or breath work, from a few minutes a day for beginners or up to an hour for someone obviously that's a little bit more advanced in their meditative practices. So next time you're feeling a little off, try pairing an essential oil with a mudra to help balance your emotional well-being. You can inhale the calm aromatic oils through a diffuser, which is one of our safest and preferred methods, or dilute it and you can apply it topically to your temples, to the back of your neck or your pulse points, or if you're familiar with reflexology or what's the Kumara points from an Ayurvedic medicine perspective, you might want to try there as well. Or wherever you just feel that you are guided to put the oil topically. So how to use aromatherapy for emotional support. So for quick results, you can easily just take a whiff of a particular oil and you know, let that aroma sort of, you know, encapsulate you. And, you know, a simple drop or 2 in your palms, rub your hands together, cup over your hands and take a few big deep breaths. Perfect, quick, and yeah, great for when you're on the run as well. This can help you calm down when you're facing an intensely stressful situation, or having a bad day at work, or the kids are running amok, or you've just, you know, you're cramming for that exam coming up. Whatever it is, a great way to support yourself. Some other great ways are diffusers. Now, the Young Living have so many beautiful diffusers. I've got the new lantern going behind me. I absolutely love it. So if you want your entire family to take advantage of the effects of aromatherapy, a diffuser will send you home with your favourite essential oil. So it's a great one also to use around bedtime and to help everyone unwind. So I've got some peace and calming going. Actually, no, that was last night. I tell a lie. I've got motivation in there tonight because I've got an assignment I've got to write after this. Also, it's a great way when you've got sick people in the home. You could diffuse some beautiful RC or purification or thieves and lemon. Your choices are endless. And since, yeah, and also great for a teething baby or a baby that's a little bit, you know, grumpy. Some lavender or a gentle baby going in the nursery would be beautiful. Then we've got baths, and who doesn't like a bath? One of my favourite things. As a water sign, water is my go-to, so I love my baths. So baths are a great way to reduce that tension at the end of the day. So, and aromatherapy makes it even better. So you could add, you know, 3 to 5, 6 drops of your favourite essential oil to that water. I always recommend adding a little bit of a carrier oil, whether it's some coconut or the V6 by Young Living or another carrier oil. That way it just helps it coat to your body as well. Or adding some Epsom salts as well. Oh, what a combination. And then you've got massages. So massages are, who doesn't love a massage? I don't think I've ever come across a person that doesn't love a massage. So a massage is a great way to loosen those tense muscles and improve the brain chemistry to ward off anxiety as well. So aromatherapy oils can be added to your massage oils to maximize the benefits. So you could simply, you know, depending on sort of the essential oil that you're using, you could add, you know, anywhere between 5 to 10 drops into probably about a 10 ml you know, of your massage oil, whatever that might be. I use sweet almond oil in my aromatic massage to kind of help that relaxation. You know, and depending on the type of massage you're giving, as well as the differing essential oils that you can use as well. But given we're talking about emotional support here, like lavender, frankincense, peace and calming are some wonderful ones to go to. So, and then the last one is topically. So you can easily just dilute or apply neat, depending on what the oil is, and if you're using it on yourself or children. And that's where you just apply it directly to your skin. So you could, like we talked about before, to your temples, to the back of your neck or wrists, and you know, to your heart areas, towards where your heart chakra is, if you're feeling like you need a bit of uplifting. Or, as I mentioned before, wherever you feel like you need to apply it. And also, as you know, you're all using my Young Living range, so you're already using the best essential oils. So make sure when you're using an essential oil, you're using the top quality essential oil, because you don't want any of those nasties. You get what you pay for, so make sure that you're only using the top quality, particularly when you're wanting that aromatherapy hit. So the other ways to support yourself with the aromatherapy, you know, you could use your gratitude journals or diaries. It's one of my favourite things to do. And you can apply an oil while you're doing that journaling. Exercise, diet, deep meditation, deep breath techniques as well. So all of this is a great way for supporting your mood. So what's next? So, yes. So I get this question a little bit when we're talking about aromatherapy and using different oils. A lot of people go, I don't like that. Or it might trigger a certain negative response. So not all essential oils will provide the same level of benefit to a person. So someone might love lavender, somebody else might hate it. Someone might love the rose oil, or someone might hate it. And the one thing, you know, sometimes you get, well, if you don't like it, it's probably the oil that you need. But go by your body's reaction. If you feel that aroma is triggering you because of something else, then maybe you do need it to be able to kind of help release it. But if you're like actually get a response where you actually just really don't like the aroma, then don't use it. But so, because we're talking about emotions with aromatherapy, those triggers you need to be mindful of and see what reaction you do get with a certain oil, what that oil is. I used to hate the aroma of our Abundance essential oil, probably because I wasn't abundant in my thought and mindset. And now it's one of my favorites. You know, I am abundant in health, love, whatever the case might be, finances. Anyway, that's a whole separate topic. So past memories associated with particular aromas can have a positive and or negative effect. So as I mentioned, like a rose oil, for instance, is known for aiding you when you're going through a grieving process. So your past experiences with the aroma of rose oil may have an impact on its effectiveness during times of grief. For example, if you had a loving grandmother who always smelled of rose, for instance, smelling that rose will have a different reaction to if you had a really abusive grandmother who typically smelled of rose. You know, every time I smell cinnamon or clove, it always reminds me of my grandma making her baked apples filled with lots of goodies. Oh, delicious. So make sure that you look at what reaction you are getting when you're smelling particular aromas. And don't force yourself. If you really don't like it, you don't have to use it. All right. So let's talk about some of the oils that are great for supporting our emotions. So our citrus oils. Who would have thought? A lot of people go citrus for emotions, but citrus is one of the best oils for supporting that uplifting aroma and supporting our mood. So we've got bergamot, which has a distinct flavour and aroma that gives like the Earl Grey tea. It's a uniquely delightful experience and can also improve your mental and emotional states. So that's why the oil that gives the tea its characteristic scent, like bergamot, has also been found to reduce the hormone that is linked to high stress states like your cortisone or cortisol. And research has shown that bergamot essential oil can actually lower anxiety and stress levels while also balancing your cortisol levels more than rest alone can actually achieve. How awesome is that? Then we've got orange, one of my favourites. I was eating, well, not necessarily an orange, but like I was eating a mandarin at work the other day, and my colleague actually was like, oh, I just love the smell of oranges. It just makes me feel good. It's another way of aromatherapy, really. You peel on a mandarin, that aroma's. So orange, again, it's a great one to diffuse, and it has that sweet and uplifting aroma, which actually promotes feelings of inspiration and joy. And then lemon. I wouldn't have thought lemon, but yes, lemon is it's cheerful, sweet, and nostalgic. It's not an oil that most people would equate with emotional support, but it's a really good one. So lemon oil helps bring a sense of happiness, that mood boosting. It supports feelings of frustration, emptiness, regret, and remorse. How awesome is that? And then we've got our woodsy oils, one of my favourites. So we've got frankincense, like I go through so much of this oil. So frankincense is a really grounding oil. So our woodsy oils, because a lot of them come from big trees that have deep roots, that's why they're really grounding, which is great for supporting our emotions when we're kind of a little bit all over the place and we need to be centered and grounded. Go for some of your woodsy oils. So frankincense, great one for creating that safe, comforting environment when you diffuse or inhale this empowering oil. It's a perfect opportunity to help collect your thoughts when you're using this, and it's a great one also when you're wanting to seek some purpose or engage in prayer and meditation or some other spiritual practice. It's a great one through those using those techniques. And then vetiver. It's a great one for work and study areas as well. So you need that calming influence to kind of give you that clarity whilst you're kind of in a stressful environment. It's a great one, and also has quite an uplifting effect as well. And then we've got cedarwood. Now, this is one that gets mixed reactions. Yes, in terms of its aroma, but it is like I cannot recommend cedarwood enough. It is, and like for the price of it, it's like only like $20 odd, I think, not even, might be about $19 actually. It's a must-have. So cedarwood will, as it says there, won't just keep the moths away. That's a good one to put in your closet, but also keeps your blues at bay as well. So you can inhale the beautiful cedarwood oil during that monotonous work, to reduce the markers of stress and improve also your hormonal balance. So cedarwood's actually a great one for increasing the oxygen flow through to your brain as well. So you can think that if you're getting more oxygen to your brain, you're going to be more energized, right? So again, and then that helps with your uplifting mood. And then Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood, which has a rich, sweet, warm, woody aroma that is sensual and romantic. So it's used traditionally in meditation, but it's also got that beautiful, uplifting and relaxing aroma as well. So there's 4 of our woodsy oils for you to look into. And then we've got our florals. Now we've got so many floral oils that are great for emotional support, but here is just a little handful of them. So we've got clary sage. Now this is an oil that every lady needs to have in her cupboard. Whoops, and there's a typo there. So that talks about sandalwood when it's meant to talk about clary sage. Well, here we go. So I'll just have to wing this, won't I? So clary sage, if I can maybe find my other notes here. So clary sage is, as I mentioned, it's an oil for women. So research has shown exposure to the natural scent of clary sage increases their happiness hormone secretion of serotonin. So whilst simultaneously reducing the stress hormone cortisol. How awesome is that? Particularly hormonal women. So ladies going through that transition, a great oil to have. But clary sage is a great one to just apply whenever you're feeling a little bit unhappy. Great one during your cycle if needed. But yeah, it's a really beautiful essential oil. And then we've got lavender. So lavender, well, everybody knows about lavender. Lavender is so calming and relaxing. So it's a great one to help kind of unwind and calm the mind as well. And then geranium. Now this was my very first essential oil and I still absolutely love it. So geranium creates an uplifting, pleasant environment. It's calming, it's got a floral aroma that encourages peaceful, spiritual feelings. So it's a great oil to diffuse in your living room or meditative space. And you could also add it to a beautiful hot spa or bath as well. Yeah, it's a great one. I love to diffuse it at night before bed. So it's got a beautiful calming influence, geranium. And then Roman chamomile. So Roman chamomile, or a lot of people know about chamomile. So this is just a different version or a specific version of chamomile. So Roman chamomile has a sweet herbaceous aroma and with bright notes apple tones. It's warm and gentle and can create a relaxing and calming atmosphere. So it's a great one for children as well. So diffusing it in nurseries or their particular play areas is a great one for dogs and pets as well. So it's got that real calming influence as well. So that's another 4 floral oils to have in your little wellness kit. And then we've got some special blends. So we've got the Stress Away. Now, everybody loves Stress Away. So Stress Away is a natural solution created to combat normal stresses that creep into everyday life. It's unique, stress-relieving combination of lime, vanilla oils with an aroma that's the perfect blend of tropical and citrus. So it's got that beautiful, calming, relaxing, comforting aroma. And then we've got Valor. Now, Valor is a beautiful oil. Everyone needs to have Valor in their life. It's in my top 10. So Valor is renowned for its soothing, comforting and calming aroma and its ability to promote emotional balance. So, you could use it to greet each morning with a positive attitude or unwind at the end of the day. It has a powerful yet calming scent, so you could integrate it wherever you are in your daytime routine or nighttime. Valor's also a great one for confidence. So if you get quite nervous, Valor's a great one. You think of Valor, you think of army, military kind of power. So that's where its name comes from. It gives you that confidence to pursue whatever you're wanting to pursue. And then White Angelica, which is a beautiful one for promoting feelings of protection and security when diffused, or you could use to guard against negative energy. So this oil is beautiful for comforting, strengthening, grounding, balancing, and stabilizing. So it's a great one to also help to seal and support your aura and reserve your emotional energy as well. And then we've got Joy. Everyone loves a bit of joy. So joy is this beautiful uplifting aroma. It's quite a floral aroma. It creates a magnetic energy and brings happiness to the heart, inspiring romance and togetherness. This blend is calming, balancing, uplifting and relaxing. So joy has an alluring and sweet scent and can promote love, happiness, and confidence. It's also a great one for releasing those emotional blocks as well. So from an energetic perspective, it's great for that as well. And then finally, we've got our feelings kit. Now, I've talked a little bit about this before, but the feelings kit is a great little pack. It comes with 6 5-ml essential oils. It comes with Harmony, which is for creating that harmonic balance between your energy centers of your body. You've got your Valor, which, as I mentioned before, promotes courage, self-esteem, and aligns the energy systems of your body. Forgiveness, which allows you to help release any harmful memories and promotes a willingness to move forward. Present time promotes feelings of living in the moment and allows you to see a future with an open mind. And then release, one of my favorites, and facilitates the ability to release anger and frustration and promotes harmony and balance of the mind and body. And then finally, inner child. So we all want to bring out that inner child to play. So it stimulates those memory responses. So, that limbic system, it stimulates that to reconnect one with their authentic self. So to help release some of those conditionings that we've received over the years. So those are our emotional oils, and so I want to thank you for your time, and if you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Now, we'll see if I can unshare my screen just to make sure. Anyway, so that's me. I will see you later. Bye.